the changes we've made to this year's edition is not something that is far-fetched. We meet at a time of an ongoing, unprecedented global crisis, a crisis of catastrophic COVID-19 pandemic that has killed almost 1.5 million people, devastated economies, disrupted educational institutions and systems, and left the world at this stage in a very uncertain moment. Indeed, over the last 11 months, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused us so much loss and anguish, but it has also taught us some very significant lessons. Undoubtedly, one of such lessons has been the realization of the incredible role of the media in our society, particularly in times of crisis. Fighting the pandemic has required that people are made aware of the disease, educated about the safety protocols and measures, sensitized about the measures being adopted by authorities, and to counter misinformation at all times and of all times. With these imperatives, it became quite quickly known and clear to everyone, including indeed brutal dictators and media repressors, that no other institution or group of workers could help deliver these multifaceted requirements for combating the pandemic better than the media and journalists. The media and journalists did not fail to deliver. At the risk of infections, journalists continued to work from the streets to newsrooms and to their studios to bring through and accurate information about the pandemic to people. During lockdowns, journalists were on the streets with security personnel, not with guns, but with just their pens, notepads, and cameras to help keep people informed and educated about the pandemic. Even in the face of repression, attacks, and harassment, journalists remained on the front lines to serve the people with critical information. Journalists continued and still continue to play the critical roles they have played in combating the pandemic, not because they are immune to the virus. Indeed, as we all do know, several journalists have gotten infected and many have died. Journalists stayed on the front lines because they had to remain loyal to their calling and committed to serving the public interest. Unfortunately, media organizations across Africa and across the world have not been spared the dire ravages of the pandemic. The impact of the pandemic has had, at this stage, has in fact only worsened what could be described as a serious underlying condition of a very fragile and precarious media and ecosystem in Africa. Already, the media in Africa have been suffocating under various repressive laws, rampant attacks, harassment, intimidation by both state and non-state actors. Sadly, many of these attacks often go unpunished, and thereby fostering a culture of impunity for crimes against journalists. Indeed, since the outbreak of the pandemic, thousands of journalists have lost their jobs, hundreds of media organizations have had to shut down, and many of those that are still operating are struggling to survive. Only yesterday, during the conference, we were told about 23 newspapers in Nigeria that have had to fold down. We were told about how a leading media organization here in Ghana had to cut salaries by half for all staff. In Guinea, at the beginning of the year, there were 20 registered newspapers that were operating. By September this year, only about 5 of them were still active. In Mauritania, out of the 5 commercial private radio stations in the country, only 1 still remains on air, and even that they broadcast 6 hours or so in the course of the day. So the impact has been terrible. The current situation certainly accentuates the need for immediate steps to be taken to save the media in Africa. Taking such steps requires meaningful brainstorming, synthesis of ideas, and a careful planning. That is why this year's annual conference which we held yesterday. And again, because of COVID, we had to cut it to one day. We focused on the theme, the future of journalism in Africa. How do we get out of the pandemic and still alive in terms of the media? What is next for the media in Africa after the pandemic? What should be the business model for the media in Africa going forward? How do we deal with the challenges of misinformation and disinformation? Yesterday, together with experts from across Africa, and I must say that we are grateful for our colleague from Tanzania who is here with us this evening, for our colleague from Senegal who is here with us. Mr. Dapo joined us from Nigeria yesterday. Unfortunately, his luggage couldn't come with him, so he had to leave this afternoon. And we had several other speakers from South Africa, from Kenya, from Tanzania, from Senegal, from Togo, and of course, Hosi from Côte d'Ivoire is also with us this evening. Thank you very much for joining us and for sharing your thoughts yesterday with us in terms of the future of journalism in Africa. But even as we deal with the threats and know that the challenges for independent journalism in Africa is continuing to rise, we are fully aware that there are journalists who are not deterred and remain committed to contributing positively to the development of our society through media excellence. Such journalists need to be recognized for their excellence, praised for their courage, and honored for their commitment. This is what this award is about. It's about honoring the journalistic stars of West Africa. This year, we received a total of 741 entries from 13 countries. The entries were assessed by a panel of 5 distinguished judges. We have 3 from West Africa and 2 from outside West Africa. We had 1 judge from Côte d'Ivoire, another judge from Senegal, and another judge from Liberia. The other 2 were from Zimbabwe and from Kenya. As we present the awards, we would get the opportunity to hear from them why they made the choices that they had to make. From 741, they settled on 21 entries from 20 journalists. And that certainly should tell us that this has been a very, very competitive awards for this year. We are here tonight to honor and celebrate these exceptional journalists. And I must say congratulations to all 20 finalists who made it for WAMECA 2020. It is our hope that the WAMECA Awards would continue to inspire and motivate the winners, and at the same time, inspire others to even want to do more. We are very grateful to our generous WAMECA and institutional funders, particularly the Embassy of the United States here in Ghana, the Hewlett Foundation, DW Academy, MTN Ghana, Stanbic Bank Ghana, the Open Society Foundation's Program on Independent Journalism, the Open Society Foundation Initiative for West Africa, IFEX, the Embassy of the Kingdom of the Netherlands here in Ghana, and Star Ghana Foundation, among others. Our immense gratitude also goes to the over 65 media organizations that are partnering with us for WAMECA 2020. Once again, thank you so much, and I wish all of us a fruitful awards night, and to the finalists, I say congratulations once again.